Welcome to INDIRAP.
So why do I keep throwing money away on content? It doesn't work. Video sucks. It never works for me. I get this stuff and it never works. That's not true. Today I'm going to talk about the top mistakes that I see real estate brokers, real estate professionals making across the board, and how you can flip that around and turn it into content that actually performs and makes you a profit. The first mistake I see is that brokers, they really just don't have any legacy content. It really comes down to like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? I think here in Illinois there's 40,000 different brokers. And with that number alone, it's already like at the bottom. How do you stand out? So when someone's looking to hire a broker, whether it's a developer or a homeowner looking to sell their property, it's like, why would I do business with you? Who are you? What differentiates you from the market? So having a piece of content out there that's created that answers those questions and lets them know, distinguishes you as a broker. Whether you're an established broker, top broker, I'm talking about top 10 in the city, top 20, top 50 in the city of Chicago, or if you're an up and coming broker that's pitching sellers or you're talking to buyers about how you can represent them during a transaction and get them from start to finish. Having a piece of content out there that works for you 24/7 digitally online, if someone's Googling it or they come across you on YouTube, having that piece of content is going to help move the buying decision forward and help them select you as a broker versus just cold calling or relying upon referrals to get you in front of these new opportunities. So the first thing you need to do is create a piece of legacy content, whether that's an about us, some people call it a broker bio, some people call it an explainer video, but basically a video that says who you are, what you do, the value you bring to the table, and why they should do business with you and trust you with their next real estate transaction. The second mistake people make is hiring Paul Haddish to do their property tours. If you hire Paul Haddish to do a property tour, that's the biggest mistake you can make ever. If you see this guy on set run the other way, most properties that use Paul to do their tours do not sell. The next thing I see a lot of people doing is just creating commoditized content, whether it's like just doing property tours or I'm just gonna do a headshot every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to do these things, but the truth of the matter about a property tour is this. After that property sells or once it's off the market, then what? What are you doing with that content? At the end of the day, every piece of content you create should be used for something in terms of remarketing and redistribution, which I'll get to in a second, but I'll give you a tip like this. If you have 10 property tours you've done for sellers, how about taking those property tours, give it to your editor and say, hey, can you create a reel for me that I can use to pitch sellers to get their listings? You know what I'm saying? Like, take your content and start thinking in the forms of like, I'm investing in this content versus like, oh, I need another property tour. Okay, you're investing in this content. How are you going to take that content, flip it and see an actual ROI on it, return on investment, so that you can take those funds and continue to market yourself as a broker, as a real estate professional, and get in front of those new buyers and sellers that you're looking to get into in the future to grow your business. Next up is just not having an ongoing content strategy. Again, I talked about the whole property tour thing or, a broker bio that lives on your website or on YouTube, but then again, property tours for a specific property, your broker bio about us, that's there. But in terms of creating new content on an ongoing basis, what are you doing? Are you going out there and are you blogging? Are you shooting lifestyle photos of yourself in different neighborhoods? Are you shooting video in different neighborhoods, highlighting the market and what are some of the nice draws that would attract someone to this neighborhood? Are you talking about market highlights and what's going on in the market right now? And this could be video, this could be graphic content, this could be, again, photo content. But at the end of the day, it's an ongoing content strategy. And having this stuff out there, it really helps. And again, I'll take it back to the client journey. If I'm a seller looking for someone and I come across you, say on Instagram, and I see an agent that is continuing to post content every day, or not even every day. Say you're posting content once or twice or 3 times a week that's just addressing the current market and showing that you're on top of shit, that you know what your market is, what neighborhoods are selling for, what price points are in these different neighborhoods, versus an agent that might post once a month, doesn't exist at all on social media, or just isn't really, is posting pictures or videos that has nothing to do with real estate and doesn't establish you as a trustworthy source for my next transaction, right? Who are you going to pick? You're going to pick the person that has an ongoing strategy that establishes them and has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 content buckets that shows off the neighborhood, shows off what kind of properties you're selling, shows off how-to and tips about, how you're an expert at what you do. And these are the top 3 ways that you can improve the value of your house or get top dollar when you're looking to sell your property. Or as a buyer, these are some of the concessions that you can get to get a lower contract price on the property you're in love with. These are the things that you're giving away free value to people, and when you do that, you're establishing yourself as a resource, you're establishing trust, you're creating transparency, you're showing that you're a real human being, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be that much faster willing to transact with you and bring you on as their broker in their next transaction. You have to establish yourself as an expert. At the end of the day, we've all said it before, this is the biggest transaction that a lot of people are gonna make. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do their research. They're going to look. They're going to see, do you know what the hell you're talking about? And let me back up a little bit. None of this really matters, obviously, unless you know how to sell, you know real estate, you know your market, you know your numbers, you know what the hell you're doing. So obviously, being a professional is at the real base of this. And from my experience with working with real estate professionals for 15 years, when you really know what the hell you're talking about, this stuff flows out like water. Creating content flows out like water because all you're really doing is putting out there what you already know. It's like having a recipe book in your back pocket that's full of these top secret recipes that taste amazing. If no one gets to taste the food, if you don't show people how to make it or let them taste it, then what's the point? You know what I mean? You know it tastes good, but if you're trying to grow your business, you got to put it out there for everybody to know, and everybody's like, damn, that tastes good. You know what I mean? She knows what she's doing. He knows what he's doing. I want to eat more of that. When it comes to real estate, damn, that person really knows the market. They know the Gold Coast. They know downtown. They know Miami. They know LA. They know downtown LA. That's the person that I want to represent me in my next transaction. If you're creating content, you're just dropping content and forgetting about it and that's it, not redistributing it or having some kind of distribution strategy in place to continue to market that piece of content to new buyers, new sellers, new developers, whoever that is, you need it. Because if you don't, the ROI on that content is just falling to the wayside. If you're just posting something to Facebook, posting something to LinkedIn, posting something to YouTube, how about this? Continue to do that, but at the end of the month, that top performing content, take it, look at it and say, oh wow, okay, let's integrate this into our email distribution strategy. This email drip that after I close a transaction with that seller, I can integrate this into them to continue to market myself and continue to be a valuable resource after the transaction. For the potential clients that you haven't even worked with, but they might have opted in on your website, or you might have caught them in one of your sales funnels. They haven't reached out to you just yet, but having a 9-month drip with good content about how to buy or sell your property that goes out automatically, but with content that you've created from the past, recycle it, repurpose it, drop it in those email cadences and get it out there. Because what you're doing is you're continuing to keep your brand in front of these people, and when you stay top of mind and when they are ready to pull the trigger and make it happen, guess who they're gonna call? You for their next transaction. So there you have it. There are some of the biggest mistakes I see real estate brokers, real estate professionals make. Avoid these mistakes. There is a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. Those are some of the ways not to do it. Content works. You see it all around you. If you're watching this video, it's because content works and you've been engaged and you're listening to me because I've explained to you exactly what I'm doing. Hopefully I've established myself as an expert at what I'm talking about. Hopefully you trust me. Hopefully I'm building transparency as an owner of a company. Same thing, if you're a broker out there, a business professional, property manager, whoever you are watching this, what kind of content do you have working for you 24/7? What type of content do you that's establishing those things, trust and transparency with the audience that's Googling you, that's looking for you, that's on Instagram, that's on Facebook, that's on LinkedIn? Do you have any content? What is your competition doing? What are the white spaces in your market that don't have content at all? Those are big opportunities for you to jump in, start creating content, take over those white spaces, boost your organic SEO, and get more listings. Find more buyers, grow your brand, get known. Let the whole world know your fucking name. That's the name of the game. If you're ready to grow your business, if you're ready to work with the best in the business, check us out at INDIRAP.com. Until next time. All right, that's good.